The 2020 NFL season has been quite the roller coaster for the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia has dealt with a ton of injuries and only managed to win 3 games heading into Week 14 under Carson Wentz. This led to the benching and the starting of Jalen Hurts. Hurts had a great game on Sunday, downing the 10-2 New Orleans Saints in shocking fashion. Hurts is likely the future for the Eagles, but where does that leave Carson Wentz? First, I'd like to acknowledge that the majority of the people who watch our videos aren't subscribed to the channel. Help us out by subscribing and joining us on our way to 100K because it's coming fast and you don't want to miss your opportunity to enlist in the J&D Army. At 3-8-1 heading into Week 14, the Philadelphia Eagles decided it was time for a change at quarterback. That, of course, meant benching their 2016 second overall pick, Carson Wentz. Wentz has been under a ton of criticism this season, and for good reason. He has only completed 57.4% of his passes and has thrown 15 interceptions. That's a lot of turnovers, and it doesn't include how many times they've lost the ball on his 10 fumbles. People have been calling for Doug Peterson to start Jalen Hurts, and it certainly paid off in his first career start. The Eagles hosted the 10-2 New Orleans Saints on Sunday and managed to pull off a spectacular victory. Hurts passed for 167 yards and a touchdown, along with 106 yards rushing. A monster 17-point second quarter helped the Eagles improve to 4-8-1, beating a Saints team that was without Drew Brees, instead having to start Taysom Hill. Peterson neglected to comment on whether or not Hurts would start this upcoming Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals, but after Hurts' performance against the Saints, it would be quite the shock if they turned back to the struggling Wentz. I think perhaps the most telling stat of the Carson Wentz era in Philly is this: Wentz is 35-33-1 as the Eagles starting quarterback. Peterson coaching without Wentz behind center, meaning a mix of Hurts and Nick Foles, is 11-2. Coincidences happen in the NFL, but that's too much of a sample size to just be lucky. The Eagles have transitioned to Hurts, so what does the future look like for Wentz? Well, Philadelphia has screwed themselves, basically. In 2019, the Eagles signed Wentz to a 4-year, $128 million extension. So how long does he have left on the extension? Well, it hasn't started yet.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Wentz is under contract through 2020, and then the extension kicks in. Philadelphia is in a tough cap spot. His extension includes almost $70 million guaranteed. When it kicks in 2021, his hit will be $35 million, 17% of the Eagles' cap space. So what options do the Eagles have with him? For starters, they absolutely can't cut him. If they release him in the offseason, it would be a $59 million dead cap. That's insane. In 2022, Wentz is $31 million against the cap, 14% of the Eagles' cap. Cutting him that offseason would be a $24.5 million dead cap. The first realistic time Philadelphia could even look into cutting Wentz will be in 2023. He would only save $7 million in 2022, but by 2023, cutting Wentz would save the Eagles $19 million with a $15 million dead cap penalty, meaning we have probably at least 2 more years of Wentz in Philly, at the least. Looking at the situation today, it's easy to blame Philadelphia, but hindsight is always 2020. Wentz certainly looked like the answer early in his career. After starting in every game as a rookie, he made a huge jump forward in his second season. Wentz led the Eagles to an 11-2 record and passed for 3,296 yards and 33 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. Wentz was an emerging star in the league and was well in the MVP talk, but that was the peak of his career. In Week 14, Wentz left the matchup against the Los Angeles Rams with an apparent injury. It was revealed the day after the contest that he tore his ACL and would miss the remainder of the season. Wentz missed out on MVP, but he made his first Pro Bowl and was named a second-team All-Pro. Additionally, he was ranked 3rd on the NFL Top 100 Players of 2018. 3rd. This guy was a star, but it's only gone downhill since. The next season, Wentz was shut down late in the year after fighting a back injury. In 2019, Wentz finally started in his first career playoff game, but was injured in the first quarter, taking a helmet-to-helmet. The reality is that saying Wentz is an injury-prone quarterback is a tad unfair. affair. His injuries have been vastly different. He missed time because of 3 different injuries to his leg, back, and head, all very unrelated. However, it is clear that these injuries piled up have taken a toll on Wentz, and they're likely why he isn't the same player he used to be. The Eagles have a ton of holes that they need to fill in their roster, so make no mistake, them taking Hurts at the 2020 NFL Draft was a sign. After Wentz's recent struggles, the Eagles clearly wanted a backup plan, leading to selecting Hurts with the 53rd pick in the second round. The selection made a ton of sense. Philadelphia didn't want to spend a high pick on a quarterback, but they were able to snag a good option who showed promise in college on day 2. Hurts attended the University of Alabama, coming out of high school where he started as a true freshman. He dominated en route to being named SEC Offensive Player of the Year. Hurts was looking to be one of the best collegiate players in the nation and followed it up as a sophomore with another good year, but in the national championship against Georgia, he was benched for Tua Tagovailoa after poor play. You know the story. Tua comes back and earns the starting job. Hurts backed up Tua as a junior before he decided to transfer to the University of Oklahoma for his senior year. Hurts put on an absolute show at Oklahoma, helping the Sooners to the college football playoff. He passed for 3,851 yards and 32 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, along with 1,298 yards and 20 touchdowns on the ground. He was good enough to finish second overall in Heisman Trophy voting behind Joe Burrow. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to be one of the most interesting teams to watch this offseason. It will be interesting to see if they can even try to move Carson Wentz and if anyone would even want him in that awful contract. If they decided that Jalen Hurts is the future in Philadelphia, I'd expect them to start building around him. The future overall is just a complete mystery for the Eagles, but hey, at least Hurts makes them exciting again. Thanks for watching. If you love JD Productions, check out J&D Hoops, where by the time you're watching this video, we've probably uploaded our very first video. Go subscribe and hit that notification bell, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter for more J&D. We read all of our DMs and love hearing what you have to say.